All right, all the logarithmic rules are as follows. F of x is equal to the natural log of x. F prime of x is equal to 1 over x. We talked about that one the other day. That's your basic rule of logarithms. And when you're talking about logarithms, out to the side, you better be thinking about the chain rule, okay? Because that chain rule is going to be used a lot of the times with logarithms. If you have f of x is equal to the natural log of a function, then, as we discussed the other day, f prime of x is going to be equal to 1 over the natural log of the function. 1 over the function. Times the f prime of x, and that's basically the chain rule. Okay, the derivative multiplied by the derivative of what's inside the parentheses. So that's another rule. And to me, that one is the chain rule. Okay, so if I give you an example of this, if f of x is equal to, I'm just going to give you the natural log of x squared plus 2. Then the derivative of that is going to be 1 over that. And then the derivative of what's inside is what? 2x. And that's going to be 2x over x squared plus 2. That's a little bit of an example. We're going to go over some more of these. I felt like I didn't cover I only covered the first part of the natural logs the other day, so I figured I'd do all of it today. F of x is equal to log base a of x. F prime of x is going to be equal to 1 over x natural log of a. It's kind of like the change base formula. There's something else I wanted to go over today too, and that's I wanted to go over the natural log rules because some of y'all have forgotten. I put about 4 or 5 problems on the homework. If you've seen them, I didn't know if you remember them or not. And then the last one is f of x is equal to log base a, again, different base of a function, f prime of x is equal to basically this whole thing, except you got to remember the chain rule. So it's going to be 1 over g of x times the natural log of a times g prime of x. I'm going to put these in brackets so you'll keep them separate. Yep. So 1 over the function times the natural log of the base times what the derivative of what's inside. And again, these two are derivative of the chain rule. So you got your chain rule. Now, what I would do if I was you, if you suck at chain rule or you suck at doing these rules, same thing I used to do. That's where I came up with the first times derivative of the second plus the second times derivative of the first, and denominator times numerator prime minus numerator times denominator prime over denominator squared. You need to come up with your own little rule for this and take all this crap out of it. In other words, right here, one function, natural log of base, function, derivative of the function, whatever you want to come up with. But you need to come up with something. Just don't sit there and go 1 over t of x times natural log of a times t prime of x. You're not going to remember that unless you're just weird. Okay? I'm just kidding. I don't know anybody who's weird. But I would put 1 over the function times the prime of the function times natural log of the base. Okay? Here, I would say 1 over the function times the derivative. But you need to come up with some little, I don't know what you call it, I'm not an English person, but something that helps you remember it. An acronym or something like that.
A ditty.
A ditty? Yeah. Something to make you remember. All right, so let's do some. I'm going to start off basic, and I'm going to build up to kick you in the stomach. Okay? That's the plan. I'm going to put 4 of them up here, or 3 or 4 up here, and I want you to do them. I'm going to start off simple. Natural log of 3x. F of x is equal to natural log of x to the 4th. I need to check see if anybody's Skyping in. Go ahead and work those. Just message me. Now these are 2 basic natural logarithm rules. No, don't want it. I don't. If I eat at McDonald's, it's because I'm broke down on the side of the road and I haven't had nothing to eat for a couple of days. The only thing I'll eat from McDonald's is the soft drinks, the tea, and I might eat a hash brown. That's it. I go to Hardee's if I want something. I can't drink coffee. I want to taste salt water. And I've tried. I've tried at Clemson. I've tried in Marine Corps. I've made milkshakes out of the coffee. I've made Irish cream milk, mocha. I've done everything. I taste hot water. Hot water, sugar, and milk is what I taste. When I drink black coffee, all I taste is hot water. So I guess I don't have the taste buds for it. And plus it makes your breath smell like crap. It's about like Marlboros.
It's a diuretic.
Huh?
Yeah, it's a diuretic.
Yep. Still kidding. No, I'm just kidding. I can't drink it. But I'm lucky. I'm very fortunate that I was blessed with we call it, addictive traits. Yeah, I'm not addicted to smoking anything. I'm not addicted to drinking anything. I guess I'm addicted to food like a lot of people are, but I'm not addicted to coffee or cigarettes, or I'm not addicted to alcohol. I'm not addicted to gambling. So I'm blessed. Some people can smoke one Marlboro Red and they're up to 2 packs a day. I can't even fathom a cigarette. I can't. Yeah, I went to when I was in New Orleans about 6 months ago. I won $300 and lost it all. So I suck at gambling. So I actually went in with $50 and I won $300 and I lost all of it. So I lost $50. Blackjack. I don't know how to play anything else. Because poker. Have you ever gone into a casino and being from backwoods South Carolina, and all of us are from backwoods South Carolina because we are in backwoods South Carolina. No matter how much you don't want to be from backwoods South Carolina, if you want to see how backwoods you are, go into a casino and sit at a poker table. You will walk up, you will get up and leave because you have no idea what's going on. They go so fast. It's like and you're like, I'm from backwoods South Carolina. What beats a flush? No. I was out of my league. That's when I went to the poker table, I just sat down and I said, I'm gonna watch, and I watched and I got up and walked off. One hand. Alright, so what do we got here? Well, the natural log of 3 over x, the derivative of natural log of 3x is 1 over 3x times the derivative of 3x, which is what? 3, and that's 3 over 3x, which is 1 over x. Is that going to happen every single time? No, it's not. I got one right here. Well, this one right here is not going to work out there. So 1 over x to the 4th times the derivative of x to the 4th is 4x to the 3rd. So you get 4x to the 3rd over x to the 4th. And that comes out to be 4 over what? X. Okay? It's not going to work out all the time. For example, here's one more. F of x is equal to the natural log of the cosine of 5x. So what do you do with this one? That one was on the test, what would you do? You'd skip it. Go ahead and say it, you'd skip it, and then wait and come back to it later, right? It's not that hard. 1 over what? 1 over the cosine of 5x. Okay? And then multiplied by what? Well, the negative side, and then what? Negative sine of 5x, and then what? Times 5. Now clean that up. There is a simplified answer. 2 more steps. Real simple answer. Okay, restate that question because I couldn't understand. You don't use the product rule. This is not multiplied. This is cosine of something. This is not multiplied. If it was multiplied, it'd be something like cosine of 5x times e to the x. That would be multiplied. So that comes out to be negative 5 sine of 5x over cosine of 5x, which is equal to what? Negative what? Okay, I heard negative 5, and then I heard tangent. Okay, this is how you would answer me, okay? Negative 5 tangent of 5x. All right, 1, 2, 3.
Negative 5 tangent 5x.
Thank you. Leaving voicemail. What y'all sound like? All right, let's move along. Any questions so far? Okay, what? No.
Okay, negative sine 5x times 5. Where is the 5?
The derivative of what's inside the chain rule. The chain rule will get you. If any of the rules get you, it's going to be the chain rule because you're timed on a test, and that's this right here. Handy dandy highlighter. This right here, from here, is going to get you every time. So just be wary.
Isn't it a little different than the chain rule? Because
Remember I said it's the chain rule is incorporated. The chain rule is incorporated into this one and into this one. And the chain rule is right here. The derivative times the derivative of what? What's inside? The derivative times the derivative of what's inside. Okay? That's where the chain rule is incorporated. Okay? Thought I had one with me. Alright, here we go. F of x is equal to another one you skipped. Natural log of x squared plus 10. I knew somebody called. Go ahead and finish that one. I love it when people give me their first name. How many students do I have? 6 times 30 or 6 times 20, 180 students or 120 students. And they give me their first name. And I'm waiting on the username, so. I guess I'll just wait until here. Oh. I'm going to turn my sound back on so I'll hear it. And take me back. Okay. Where was I? All right, so what is the derivative of this function?
Priority 1 message coming in on secured
Be
channel.
1 over x squared plus 10 times what?
2x.
2x. Therefore, that'd be 2x over x squared plus 10. And that's going to be your answer. F of x is equal to x square root of x times natural log of x. There's your product rule we were talking about. Please. Yes, that was him. All right, what's the first thing you do before you even start the problem? Radicals in calculus do not mix. Hope you can see it. Yeah, he can see it. All right. F of x is equal to x to the 1/2 times natural log of x. Now we use the product rule, and f prime of x is equal to first times the derivative of the second plus the second times the derivative of the first. Take my handy dandy highlighter. Note we're going to take the derivative of. So f prime of x is equal to x to the 1/2 times 1 over x plus the natural log of x times 1/2 x to the negative 1/2. Now clean it up. That's going to be f prime of x is equal to x to the 1/2 over x, which you can clean that up a little bit more, plus, well, I like to, before I do this, I like to rewrite it. Natural log of x over 1 times 1 over 2 times x to the negative 1/2 over 1. And I do that, I do it not for myself, I do it for those people that can break an animal with a banana. You know the people I'm talking about? You don't know what an animal is. But anyway, this can really confuse people, all right? If you're going to make a careless mistake, it's going to be right here. Okay, so that's why I write everything out. You don't know what an anvil is? It's the thing that falls on the what? Cody's head? Well, anyway. Huh? It's a big BA piece of iron you take a hammer and you hit with. Well, some people can take a banana and break an anvil with it. In other words, if there's any way to get something wrong, right there is where you want to do wrong. So, this is x to the 1/2 minus 2/2, using the push rule, plus, this is natural log of x over x to the 1/2. And this is x to the negative 1/2, which is 1 over x to the half. So f prime of x, I think we get a common denominator, don't we? Yes. So that'd be 1 plus the natural log of x over x to the 1/2. Somebody check me. I lost what? I knew it was too perfect. Thank you. That's 2 right there, so that screws it up. There goes my. But I could, let's see, this comes out to be 1 over x to the 1/2, right? 1 over x to the 1/2. So I still could make it by putting 2 over 2, right? So I can make this a 2 over 2x to the 1/2. Check me on that.
Priority 1 message coming in on secured channel.
Okay.
Right there.
No, that's mine. This is mine. Oh yeah. They call me loud. If I had that on like this, oh, I'd have somebody open the door. All right, did y'all check, make sure I didn't make a mistake there? I think I got it. And you could, there's 2 or 3 different variations of that answer. You could leave it as this. Could you change it to a square root and rationalize? Yes. There's 2 or 3 different answers. And that's one thing about calculus. When you get down to an answer, there's several different ways you can leave that answer. And the directions are not going to be specific because there's so many different ways to write the answer. Okay? Capiche? After about 3 times, push the button. F of x is equal to natural log of 2x plus 1 to the 3rd power over 3x minus 1 to the 4th power. This problem is designed to what? Make you quit and intimidate the crap out of you and make you skip the problem. That's what this problem, that's what you put it on the test for. This problem is real simple if you know your logarithmic rules. I'm not talking about derivatives, I'm talking about algebra. And that's why I picked this problem out to show you more with the logarithmic rules. Go ahead and start it if you want to. most people are gonna meditate. Yeah, I don't really like hippies at all. They pull their weight, I can learn to like it. I don't care about that. I'm just talking about DA syndrome.
Priority 1 message coming in on secured channel.
Turn my phone on. You do a question, yes, we use this. Maybe do the microphone. There's your review of your logarithmic rules that you learned in algebra. Now, you could, for those like whips and chains, you could do this by 1 over 2x plus 3 cubed over 3x minus 1 to the 4th power times the derivative of 2x plus 1 cubed over 3x minus 4, 1 to the 4th, using the quotient rule, and work about 3/4 to a page of algebra and do that. Or, what could you do? That's not rhetorical, I'm asking y'all. That means enunciate and volume, okay? Speak up and clearly. Use which one? The second one, the quotient rule. The logarithmic quotient rule, right here. So, I'm going to make this f of x is equal to the natural log of 2x plus 1 to the 3rd power minus the natural log of 3x minus 1 to the 4th power. Now what? Power rule. This is the product rule. This is the quotient rule. This is the power rule. Okay, speak up. Bring the 3 and 4 out. Have y'all noticed anything about what we're doing so far? It's what? Algebra. We haven't even done the calculus yet. Why do you suck at calculus?
You suck at algebra.
Because you suck at algebra. All right, now do the problem. Now you're ready to take the derivative. What about a constant? Constant can come what? Out. So you can rewrite this as f of x is equal to 3 brackets and then natural log of 2x plus 1 minus 4 brackets natural log of 3x minus 1. And now all you have to take the derivative of is what? Now I'm ready to do my calculus. I'm going to do it in red, so you'll see how much of this problem is actual calculus. One over 2x plus 1 times what? 2 minus 4 times 1 over 3x minus 1 times what? Okay, your calculus is done. Now what? Back to what? Back to algebra. Six over 2x plus 1 minus 12 over 3x minus 1. What? Wow, what? Now, has anybody tried to do it the other way? Good luck. Why am I doing so many problems in the natural logs? Because that's where students suck the most as far as derivatives. That, the chain rule. And you'd be surprised how many people can't do the chain rule even after they've been shown how to do the chain rule. I mean, absolutely have no idea how to do it. X squared times natural log of x. A little bit more than the one we did a while ago. No, we did square root. You ever study the test so much that you dream about the numbers at night? That's when you know you studied enough. Well, that's what you're going to be doing, hopefully, before this test. Because if you don't understand how to take the basic derivatives, the 5, 6 basic laws, you might as well what? Quit, because you're not going to be able to finish the course.
Can we move the x squared to the right side and to the left?
No, you can't do it. 2 times 3 is the same as what? 3 times 2. Multiplication is commutative. No, Jody and Susie cannot switch sides of the seesaw. When you take your cousins or your nephews or your nieces or your kids to the park, Jody always has to sit on the left-hand side of the seesaw. But the reason people don't switch them, why is the reason people don't put the x squared to the right? You might combine the x's and say the natural log of x to the third power. That's not. Amble or banana.
It wouldn't be 2x squared. No, okay.
Okay. She can take it, she's tough. F prime of x is equal to first times the derivative of the second plus the second times the derivative of the first f prime of x is equal to x squared over x plus 2x natural log of x. And I really don't see any way you might condense that. That's going to be f prime of x is equal to x plus 2x natural log of x. You can factor out of x. This again is one of those times, if you have either one of these answers, it's okay. X, that'd be 1 plus 2 natural log of x. Any one of those will work. Capiche?
If you factor out the x, you can't get the x next to the natural log.
What's x divided by x? And what's 2x natural log of x divided by x? They cancel. You're trying to make this, you're trying to take that banana and you're trying to hit it as hard as you can against that
I
angle.
understand what is next here, what could you factor it out?
I did, right here. Distribute.
And if you use a different letter for the next to the natural log.
It's a function.
Oh, you're talking about this x?
Yeah.
That's married to this guy. Yeah. That's like I can't think of one right now, but when these two are together, you can't take that out. These two are multiplied. Multiplication and division are opposite of each other. Okay, they're welded together. I thought you were talking about this. All right, next one. Got two more. Oh, we got a whole lot more, but these two you can do on the same page. F of x is equal to natural log of x squared plus x. That's a function. And then f of x is equal to cube root log base 7 of x. Wasn't that awful about Campbell? You know who I feel sorry for? I feel sorry for the victims, but I feel sorry for the kid. Kid's 13, 14 years old. Something's very wrong with that kid. I don't know. I can't even comment on it, but I just hope nobody dies. Anybody heard about the one that got shot in the leg? Yeah, has he come out of critical condition yet? Evidently, he lost a lot of blood. Evidently, he got shot in the thigh or something. Lost a lot of blood. That's why he was in critical, because I don't see how a leg shot could be critical condition unless you got shot in the thigh and you lost a lot of blood. The first one isn't too difficult, is it? F prime of x is equal to 1 over x squared plus x times what? 2x plus what? And you feel good about yourself. So no need to put too much makeup on and look like I'm doing it, right? Orange face, white neck. You run into that all the time, don't you? You can't get any of them right, then that means you should quit. All right? That's what we're doing this for. We're doing it for people that, I'm going to be honest with you, there's a lot of people that when they see a natural log derivative on a test, what do? You skip it. This is not multiplication. You're taking the log of something. That's like taking the square root of something. Are you going to do that here? No. You can't do the product rule here. You can't do the product rule here. You're taking the square root of something. Just think of it as a square root of something. Okay? Or taking the absolute value of something, or taking the something of something. You're not multiplying. Because really, if you think about it, if you think about right here, then you're saying the natural log of what? Nothing. Because there's no x there. Now, if you had an x here, then yes, natural log of x, then you would have the product rule. But you can't do, okay, the derivative of the natural log. You can't do it. So the first thing we're going to do here is what? Really radical. Rewrite. Log base 7 of x raised to the what? 1/3. Okay, for those of you who are sitting there staring at it, go ahead and do the chain rule with the logarithmic rule. Because this is the log different base of a function or a variable. So you're going to have to do that. I'm going to try to show you what to do here. I'm not going to do the whole thing for you. The 1/3 comes out because you got to do the chain rule. 1/3 because you got big sets of what? What do you have on this problem? You got big sets of parentheses and you got a what? You got an exponent. So right there, again, that tells you the chain rule. But this is the chain rule with the logarithmic rule because you have to take the derivative of what's inside, which means the logarithmic rule exchange base. So that's going to be 1/3 parentheses log base 7 of x to the 1/3 minus what? 3/3. And now the derivative of what's inside. Well, if you go back to that first, let's go back, let's review because I know Mr. Salih didn't get the first few minutes of class. There's our rules of logarithms. And look at here. What is the derivative of log base a of x? You don't have to say it, but there it is. Okay? It's right here. 1 over x natural log of a. So that's going to be 1 over x natural log of what? In our problem. Natural log of 7. I'm giving Mr. Salih a few minutes to write that down so y'all bear with us a second. Take a picture, Mr. Salih. One time I was Skyping with 2 or 3 students, Skyping in, and one of them asked a question about scared me to death because they came in on the microphone and it was turned up loud. Oh gosh, it scared me. it's kind of weird because nobody talks, and everybody, when they talk, so this person that was on Skype actually enunciated and had volume, and it scared me to death. Mr. Salee, do you have it? Oh, he's asleep. Or you don't have a microphone, one of the two. Well, you can pause the video when you look at the video later if you don't have it. He's texting. Okay, where was I? Oh, that's yesterday's class.
We've got like 13, 19 pages.
Is that it?
Yeah.
Yeah, somebody turned the computer off, which is a good thing. All right, so what's the derivative? We said it was 1 over x natural log of 7. And now you can just finish it with algebra because you've done the calculus. So f prime of x is equal to 1/3 log base 7 of x to the what?
Negative 2/3.
Negative 2/3 times 1 over x natural log of 7. And again, just to make sure you can do it without getting confused, 1 over 3 times log base 7 of x to the negative 2/3 over 1 times 1 over x log 7. And now you can bring all this down, and that's going to be f prime of x is equal to, what will be on top? 1 over 3 log base 7 of x to the 2/3 times x, you put that x right here, log, natural log of 7. You could make that log base 7 of x, you could, that's exponent, that's squared, so you can make the third root of log base 7 of x to the second power.
Is it 3x because on the third,
3x, I brought this over here.
okay.
Right there. That's a good test question. This is also a good test question right here. F of x is equal to natural log of x to the 4th times sine of x. Now, this one looks confusing, but what am I going to ask you to do? Besides quit and go to the next problem. That's what I heard, huh? Which one? The product rule. That's why I put product rule there, so y'all would call it the product rule. The first one, that one where you take the plus and you multiply. You could do it the old way and write it 1 over x to the 4th times sine of x. Then take the derivative of x to the 4th sine of x. You could do it that way. You like whips and chains. Have you seen where the State Department wants to hurry up and swear in a bunch of legal immigrants so they can vote? Ain't that convenient? There's also been a study made that 67 to 70% of all new citizens, guess which way they vote? How do you guess? And of course, with Mickey Mouse and Donald Duck and my dead great grandfather probably going to vote. Y'all know Mickey Mouse and Donald Duck voted in 2008 or 2012 election. One of them did. Well, I mean, both of them voted in one of the elections. But voter ID is racist. It's not racist when you're picking up a check or buying a fifth of alcohol. It's not racist when
They also say a lot of good people voted.
that's what I just said. My great grandfather said.
Well, who gets charged with voter fraud?
Nobody.
Nobody.
Let Hubert do it and see what happens. I guarantee you, if I went out and tried to vote twice, I'd be locked up and put under the jail. That's what gets me. It's all Bush's fault. I don't understand why that little thing is still there. You could go over here and say, well, you know what? I really want to do it the complicated way. I really would like to do 1 over x to the 4th times sine of x, and then multiply by, here's your product rule, Ms. Anderson. First times the derivative and second, what's the derivative of sine and cosine? Plus the second times the derivative, 4x to the 3rd. And then you take that, and we can go x to the 4th cosine of x plus sine of x, 4x to the 3rd over x to the 4th sine of x, and then that's x to the 4th cosine of x over x to the 4th sine of x plus sine of x 4x cubed over sine of x, x to the 4th, and x to the 4th cancel, and that thing over what, 15? Y'all check. Plus sine of x cancels, thing over 4 what? 4 over x? Y'all check one more. So you could do that, or you could do f of x is equal to the log of x to the 4th, what? F of x is equal to 4 natural log of x plus the natural log of sine of x. F of x is equal to 4 times 1 over x plus 1 over the sine of x times what? I'm putting all the steps in here. Some of y'all could, oh wait a minute, hold on. Yeah. There's your calculus. The rest is, let's go ahead and make another note of that. There's your calculus. F prime of x is equal to 4 over x plus cosine x over sine of x, and f prime of x is equal to 4 over x plus cotangent. All this is manipulation. Manipulation of a problem to do that way or do it this way. The old saying is there's more than one way to what? Skin a cat. If you can't figure out a problem one way, then try to manipulate it to figure it out another way. Take a problem apart, put it back together again. Nobody's ever going to walk up to you and ask you what the natural log of x to the fourth times sine. Nobody will. But if you're in finance, if you're in engineering, if you're in science, there will always be personnel. There will always be a problem. If there wasn't any problems, you wouldn't have a what? A job. Think about it. Let's say you're a part-time worker at Walmart. You're customer service. There's all kind of ways to get around pissing people off. All right? Because what do you not want? You have a person walk in the front door and you see this person because this person is pissed. All right? Now, is the best way to handle this to make that person even more angry? No. Yeah, you gotta do something. So you're thinking that person's walking toward the service desk and you're thinking the whole time, unless you're one of these stupid people that can't make change and you're sitting there going like that and not even noticing the person's already pissed. If you're a person that likes to solve problems, the first thing you're going to do is, may I help you? And then you're going to get it. And then you're going to say, well, I can't help you. Okay, that's either going to do what? That's just like the person standing there with 6 cents. What's this for? So you just made that person even more angry. Well, let me see if I can find somebody to help you in that department. Boom. You just addressed the problem. You just solved the problem. You addressed it. And now you're trying to buck it off on somebody else. But you're trying to solve the problem. But you're not sitting there and go, I can't help you. That just pisses people off. All right. Y, or f of x, is equal to the natural log of x over 1 plus 1 plus, really? Okay, do y'all have any idea? Okay, I guess it's working now. 1 plus natural log of 2x. Now this one, there's no rewriting, just old-fashioned what? Quotient rule of derivatives. denominator times numerator prime minus the numerator times the denominator prime over denominator squared. F prime of x is equal to 1 plus natural log of 2x times 1 over x minus parentheses natural log of x times 0 plus 1 over 2x times 2, which would be what? 1 over x. Y'all check me. Over 1 plus natural log of 2x quantity squared. Y'all check me on that last one. I think that's right. The 1 over 2x times 2, 2 over 2x is 1 over x. Right? F prime of x, I think your calculus is over, is equal to, and 1 plus natural log of 2x over x minus natural log of x over x over 1 plus natural log of 2x quantity squared. Now that's the answer, but there's only one other thing you can do, and that's factor out 1 over x up top and maybe multiply by 1 over 1 plus natural log of 2x quantity squared, but I have to say probably the only other thing we want to do is factor out the 1 over x. And what will that leave you with? 1 plus natural log of 2x minus natural log of x, and all that over 1 plus natural log of 2x quantity squared. That's probably the only two answers that I would want. Now, how do you feel about logarithms now?
Better.
Better? Well, good. Because I'm fixing to keep you in the stomach while you're down on the ground. You wouldn't want to know less, would you?
No, then it'd be a fair fight.
Exactly. F of x is equal to log base 4 of 1 plus e to the x brackets second power. Chain rule. That's all there is to it. Now you're going to have to use logarithmic, take the derivative of log. That's going to be log base 4 of a function. So just to refresh your memory, when you take the derivative of what's inside right here, you're going to be using this one. Because you got log, base, whatever of a function. So I think we got a 2 out there, right? So f prime of x is equal to 2 times the outside And what's 2 minus 1? 1 times the derivative of what's on the what? Inside. So you've got to take the derivative of this right here, which is log base b of a function. And the way that you do that is 1 over this, 1 plus e to the x, times the natural log of what? Natural log of 4, times the derivative of what's inside on the inside. And what's the derivative of 1 plus e to the x? Okay, your calculus is done. Now you just need to clean it up. Since August the 1st, they've tallied all of Donald Trump's rallies and all of Hillary's rallies. These are people that actually got in. There's people outstanding in line. This is math. Anybody want to take a guess? Since August 1st, no, the total. Since August 1st, 315,000 people have attended Trump rallies. Since August 1st, 12,000 have attended Hillary's rallies. But they're tied in the polls.
Well, that's like in the debate, the media said that Hillary won by a landslide.
Yeah.
Paul said that Trump won a landslide.
You're not supposed to question the media. You're supposed to do what they say. You're supposed to believe them.
Because when
How dare you?
I wasn't able to watch it that night, so next time I looked through one, it said Hillary won by a landslide.
Yeah. Well, she was sitting there the whole time she was doing this.
Yeah,
Did you notice that?
Poker gesture.
Yeah. I mean, she was doing this the whole time. 17 times she did that. In poker, you would have been thrown out of the casino. All right, what do we got? All this is going to be put over what? This, pretty much. So 2 log base 4. We're staying until the last minute today for those who wondering. Over 1 plus e to the x times e to the x natural log of 4, and you can write that in different, and that's pretty much it.
You can cancel that out, right?
Cancel, no,
Never mind.
you can't cancel this out because these are welded together.
Yeah, I wrote it wrong anyways.
Okay? Now, with logarithms, you know that there's another part of logarithms. Y'all know that, right? And the other part of logarithms is exponentials, right? You're supposed to say yeah, but y'all hoping if y'all don't say yes, I won't go over it. That's what you're hoping. It's kind of like a bill comes in the mail, you throw it away, it'll go away. That's what my ex-wife used to do. D over dx of e to the x is equal to what? E to the x. Y'all know that, right? Thank you for 2 or 3 people interaction. I appreciate it. What about d, the derivative of a to the x? Well, the derivative of a to the x is equal to a to the x times the natural log of a. What if you have d, take the derivative of e to a function, like e to the 2x plus 2. Then if you have e to the 2x plus 2, that's going to be e to the 2x plus 2 times chain rule, which means the derivative of what? F prime of x. So what you might want to do, e to the function times the derivative of the function. That might be what you might want to put in your notes. E to the function times the derivative of the function. And these two go together. So now, d dx of what? A to the what? F of x. And then that's just going to be a continuation of this guy. It's going to be a to the f of x, which is the same as this, right here. But you got to put that natural log in there. And then what do you think's last? F prime of x. With exponentials and logarithms, what do they derive off of? The chain rule. And where is the chain rule? What part is the chain rule? You got to take the derivative of what's inside. Well, what's inside with e to the function or a to the function, this is what's inside. Okay. So I'm going to throw a couple of problems up there. I'll let you finish writing those down. And what you should be doing over the weekend is going over all of the rules we've gone over. That way Monday when y'all come in, you'll be ready for the in-class test that I'm supposed to give y'all. And y'all are supposed to what? Fail. So my retention can go down. I'm going to put 4. F of x, oops, I don't know how that happened. F of x is equal to 3 to the x. F of x is equal to e to the x times x squared. F of x is equal to e to the x times sine 2x. then f of t, or f of x, is equal to cosine of 2 to the pi x. Of course, what would you do if you came to any one of these on the test? Skip it. But take your rules that I gave you and apply them. That first one is a to the x. The second one is product rule. The third one is e to a function, which you still got to do the product rule. And the second is going to be a to a function. Yeah, it's like 2x. Pi x is just like 3x. You got to use the chain rule with f of x cosine 2 pi x, because you got to take the derivative of cosine, which is the negative sign, and that'd be negative sine of 2 pi x. And then you have to take the derivative of what's inside, which is a to the ax power of function. Polls are supposed to come out today and tomorrow. So the first one, what's that going to be? Be 3x times the natural log of what? 3. Okay, this one's going to be product rule. First times the derivative of the second. plus the second times the derivative of the first so f prime of x is equal to e to the x times 2x plus x squared times what? E to the x. And then clean that up, factor out e to the x, factor out x, e to the x. I'm not going to go further on that one.
That one, we're breaking the e to the x rule, it said e to the f to the x times the derivative. So I'll say that I would dx times x squared times and then use a block.
Give me that banana. What's the derivative of e to the x?
Yeah, written right in center, e to the f to the x times the derivative.
This would be e to the 2x squared minus 2. That's what that would be. This is a function.
That's not really.
This is just e to the x. What's the derivative of e to the x? And the banana. Quit breaking the handle. Okay, so when you get to this one, what do? I tell you what I used to do. Take an eraser to erase some of that stuff. Or the sign of 2x. Or you just write a bunch of squiggle lines and try to confuse the teacher, right? You ever done that before? Man. So this is e to a function, right? Correct?
Yes.
X times sine of x, that's not e to the x. So we've got to follow this rule right here. So we got to rewrite it and then take the derivative of the what? Function. Which means we got to use the product rule again. So e to the x sine of 2x times the first times the derivative of the second plus the second times the derivative of the first. I'll do that for you. 1. And that's going to be e to the x sine of x 2x times what? That's going to be 2x. I'm skipping a step. Derivative of cosine 2x. Y'all help me out there. Plus sine 2x. Because I skipped a couple of 3 steps right here. Y'all check me. Let me check myself. That's the answer. 2x cosine 2x plus sine 2x. Yeah. And the last one, this is f of x, f prime of x. This is just like, if I was to take the cosine of 4x, don't I have to use the chain rule with that? Yes, I have to do, okay. The derivative of cosine is what? Negative sine of 4x. But then I have to take the derivative of what? 4x. The 4x, which is 4. Does everybody understand that? All right, chain rule. So that's basically what we have here. The cosine of blah, blah, blah. Cosine of blah, blah, blah. So what's the derivative of cosine? Negative sine of 2 pi x. And now I've got to take the derivative of what's inside. But the derivative of what's inside is a to the what? A to the x term. And that means we got to use our formula, which is, that's a function. So that's going to be a, that's going to be 2 pi x, natural log of 2 times pi, right? 2 pi x, natural log of 2 times pi. Y'all help me out. I took the derivative of what? The cosine. Everybody with me? And then I wrote down, of course, this, because that doesn't change. And then I took the derivative of a to the function. A to the function is equal to the function f of x, not f times x, times the natural log of what? Natural log of a times f prime of x. Everybody with me? So what's f of x? Well, 2 pi x, right? 2 pi x. That's f of x. And then what's the natural log of a? What's my base? 2. And then f prime of x. What's the derivative of 3x? What's the derivative of 3x? 3. So what's the derivative of pi times x? Pi. So that's your answer. And you can clean it up. The only thing I see you can do is probably pull that 2 pi x out to the front and make negative 2 to the pi x times, and that's going to be negative there, sine of 2 pi x. Of course, that goes with the sine, so you can't do anything with that, times the natural log. I can pull that pi out here, can I? Yes, Hubert. Thank you, class. 2 pi and what's left? Natural log of 2. Put that pi, let me put that pi at the front. You don't want to put the pi right here and then 2 left there. Okay?
Doesn't matter, 3 times 2 is the same as 2 times 7.
Potato? All right, I'm going to give you 2 to work on at home, and then we're going to work over some chain rules. Now that you've done all this chain rule, I'm going to give you 2 chain rule problems, and you'll go, oh man, I can do the chain rule now. Or you're going to take a banana and break it, banana with it. Right, Dave? These are for you to work on at home. F of x is equal to 4 to the x plus 3e to the x plus x to the 4th, and f of x is equal to 2e to the cosine of x sine of 5x. And they're only like 2 or 3 steps. So there's nothing like 2 pages or anything like that. Now that's included your homework. Though I didn't give you too many exponentials, I'll make another exponential homework tonight. Put about 5 or 6 problems on there for you, but you should be able to handle it now that you've gone over these. Now, here's some chain rules. Let's see how easy you can do those now that you've done all this stuff. F of x is equal to sine of x squared. F of x is equal to x squared plus 3x plus 4 to the 30th power. F of x is equal to the tangent of the sine of x squared plus ax raised to the 5th power. And that was not as bad as you think. Guess I better hide my guns. I don't want to get shot by my son. That'd be awful. I just don't understand how you can do something like that. I never even would have thought about shooting my dad. He probably would have took the gun away from him and beat me with it. Maybe that's it. Maybe that has something to do with it. My dad chased me with a truck. He chased me with a bush axe. He chased me with a cow stick. And he threw a glass of tea at me. But who was I more scared of, my mother or my father? My mother. Mm-hmm. She was the one with the peach tree limb. The worst thing about a peach tree limb, well, the only thing worse than a peach tree limb is a fly swatter. People say, well, fly swatter ain't that bad. Oh, she didn't use the fly swatter end. She used the handle end, which is nothing but like a coat hanger. It'd give you double whelps because there's a little space between the wires.
So the air could move?
Yeah, so it can move faster. I think I've probably got 6 whippings in my life. And you know what? I didn't turn out deranged or crazy. And I'm not offended by anything. And I got trophies that I've won. If we won a football game when I started at McDonald's, I played 8 and under football. If we won a game, we got to go to McDonald's and get a cheeseburger and a fry and a Coke. And you thought that was going to Disney World. Because there was only one McDonald's in town, and that was at the Belvedere. Back there behind where the McDonald's is now, it had big arches. Of course, y'all have no idea what I'm talking about, but now everybody gets a trophy for sitting on the bench. Huh? No, Belvedere. Belvedere Plaza. It's still Belvedere, or they've named it something else now. I don't go to town very much. I try to stay away from town. It makes me mad. Okay, no interaction. Thank you very much. Y'all do this to all your classes, or just me? Y'all just take talking to me, is that it? I was just listening, okay. All right, f prime of x here. Well, we're going to take the derivative of what? Well, take the derivative of the sine. So what is the derivative of the sine? Negative cosine of x squared. And then take the derivative of what? Inside, which is 2x. And if you want to rewrite that, negative 2x cosine of x squared. Derivative sine is cosine, I'm sorry. Derivative negative sine. Derivative cosine is negative sine. Thank you. Oh, this one's difficult. This one is the one I put on a test. Because why? Because of the 30. You look at that 30 and you quit. Some of y'all probably were thinking that. 30 times x squared plus 3x plus 4. That's an easy one. 29. And then what's the derivative of what's inside? And you're done. How easy is the chain rule now? It's pretty easy now that you've done all the logarithms. The last one, you take the derivative. So you go ahead and bring this out, chain rule. 5 times the tangent of the sine, the square root of x squared plus 8x. And to the what? To the 4th. And now you take the derivative of what's inside right here. Now, before you take the derivative of what's inside, you need to rewrite that as what? 2x squared plus 8x to the 1/2 power. So I'm just going to go off to the side over here, and I'm just going to rewrite this guy. And I'm just going to say tangent of the sine of x squared plus 8x to the 1/2 power. And that's all I'm going to do. I'm just going to put that, and that's what I'm going to do right there. Now, basically, you're going to take the tangent, and what's the derivative of the tangent? Secant squared. And then you're going to take the derivative of what's inside, but then you have to take the derivative of what's inside that. So you got to kind of like do it twice. Kind of like going outside of the parentheses and outside, work your way inside out. Now you're working your way outside what? Outside in. So go ahead and do that. What's the derivative? That's going to be secant squared x of all of this. And then you're going to have the derivative of what's inside. So go ahead and work on that. What time is it? Oh, it's time to go. Okay, we'll finish that Monday, because y'all going to have a heart attack if I keep y'all in here any further. Okay. Go ahead and cut this off. Okay, all that's not necessary.